Now, 2 days ago, when we did the initial report on the crisis that's going on in Philly, I said this: in this day and age, with all these cameras everywhere, everybody that's involved in one of these type situations, they always go to jail. You always get caught. Now, less than a week later, these are the news reports.
But first, the arrest in that mass at a SEPTA bus stop that injured 8 Northeast high school students. Police say 2 teenagers are in custody tonight, and they're on the hunt for 2 more.
What it look like, TV?
I am back. What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did you miss me?
I'm gonna ask you to hit the like, the subscribe button, do all the button pushing you can, man. That really helps me out. And if you're feeling the content, share it to somebody. I'm trying to work my way up in the algorithm. But anyway, we jumping back into the crisis in Philly that's going on at these bus stops.
The that injured 8 Northeast high school students who were waiting for the bus last week. 7 boys and 1 girl, all between the ages of 15 and 17, were hit.
And I told y'all in the first video that it's hard for me to wrap my head around why these young boys are crashing out like this, because you always get caught. And just like I said, they were caught.
Gray police say this was the work of nonstop investigating on this case. They were able to take both of these suspects into custody only within a matter of days. They hope that this shows major progress in the case, but tonight they continue to search for 2 more suspects. This is video from the moment 18-year-old Anili Buggs was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals Saturday. The day before, police say 18-year-old Jamal Tucker turned himself in.
Now, we have to give our hats off to the police. A lot of people out here, they want to be anti-police and the police of this and the police of that. But in this situation right here, you have to take your hats off and give total credit to the police, because the community was going to be uneasy until this situation got to the bottom of. Well, this situation was gotten to the bottom of, which I could totally understand, because to have people running around the community that's willing to pull up on a bus stop and unload on just crowds of random children for no reason, whether they're children or whether they're adults, they need to be off the street. Because if you're willing to do this, it's who knows what else you're doing in the community. Now, with all that being said, I want to reiterate something that I touched on in the first video, because I feel this is very important for parents of Philly. You can't sit back and wait for the police or any city councilman or anybody to fix this problem. It's going to take the parents and the people that's watching these children to step up to the plate and try to make a change. So like I said in the first video, if you have any inkling, if you have any whiff of it's any thugging going on in your house, whether you have a son or a daughter, but especially a son in Philadelphia right now, if you get a whiff that any thugging is going on, next time they are out the house, you need to go to that room, you need to tear it apart, you need to find what's not supposed to be in there, and you need to have the hard talk and conversation with your child. And if it comes down to them, you got to send them away, or you have to move, you have to do whatever you have to do. Because right now, these kids are under attack. They're growing up in a totally different day and age, which we know nothing about, you know what I mean? So we really can't empathize with them, because we have no idea what they're going through with living life with this internet, where every bad day of yours could live on forever. If we got our behinds kicked back in the day, we got our behinds kicked. If they take an L nowadays, it's going to live on forever, and it might trend on social media. So just not the people in their little section of the country or section of the city know, the whole country, whole world might know. And another thing that I touched on is where this happened in Philadelphia is just shocking to me. Like I said, I left the city in 93. About 90, 91, we used to go up that way to go to this juvenile club called Kaboom. If you've been to Kaboom before and you from Philly, and you was running around in the streets in the late 80s, 90s, and you went to Kaboom, get down in the comments section. Kaboom was a good time. But one thing that was well known when Kaboom was popping and open, when Clover was across the street from yeah, it was a long time ago. Clover was across the street from Kaboom. But one thing that was known about being in that area was you gonna get up here. If you up here, you gonna act right. Then you're gonna take your behind back down the boulevard or back down Rising Sun Avenue and go where the hell you came from. But you're not gonna be acting up out here. The fact that y'all acting up all the way out Rising Sun and Cotman is very disappointing to me. I was equally disappointed last year when I heard that y'all was banging in Franklin Mills Mall. Franklin Mills, it don't get no more northeast than that. You go 2 more blocks, you out the city. So it's like y'all done invaded every section of the city. And it's time for it to stop. And we can't point the finger at the police or the city councilman or the government. We got to point the finger at you parents that got these crazy behind kids running around out here. That's who's the fault. Raise your kids. Because once again, like I said in the first video, ain't no way these kids running around here this darn crazy and nobody close to them knows it, recognizes it, sees that something's wrong. Y'all just continue to send these madmen out into the community to wreak havoc on other people's lives. And it's time for it to stop. But anyway, this was just a quick little update that they are catching the guys that perpetrated that heinous crime. And the other 2, your days are ticking. Your days are numbered. The clock is ticking. Every time y'all do one of these dumb behind moves, one of these dumb behind crimes, every time you bust your, it's on camera. So if you want to be free, I suggest that y'all find another way to deal with y'all differences. I got one for you. One way that y'all could deal with y'all differences is stay away from each other. You don't like the person, stay away from them. Get at a shot. But anyway, y'all hit me in the comments section and let me know what y'all feel about this one. Like I said, it was just a quick little rant. If you could hit the like, subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. If you could share this, woo, you looking out. But anyway, if you done made it to this point in the video, you are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.